All right. Good morning again, everyone. I'm glad to be with you this morning. Um, it's January 31st, 2026, which is relevant to us here today and to anyone listening to the recording only because we're in the Twin Cities here. I am in the Twin Cities here of Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota. And this is a time, as many of you know, of great consternation, great difficulty, not only in our metro area, our state, but also in our nation and in our world. And so I'll offer what I can here today, but I encourage everybody to stay with your experience. That's our practice, right? Stay with your experience and meet it, that experience as lovingly as possible. So in the Satipatthana Sutta, usually translated as the discourse on the foundations of mindfulness in the original Pali canon of Orthodox Buddhism, original Buddhism. The Buddha outlines 4 foundations for observation: body, feelings, mental states, and mental objects. Because of our social conditioning and probably our human nature, most meditators tend to mostly skip over the first 2, and we have a tendency to concentrate on the last 2. The mental realm of thoughts and concepts and ideas and interpretations and stories is an easier place for most of us to be most of the time than to be with the more unfiltered and sensory realms of the body and the sensations of emotion. So in that scripture, we find this passage. The Buddha instructed the community saying, here, practitioner, when experiencing a pleasant feeling, understands, I experience a pleasant feeling. When experiencing a painful feeling, understands, I experience a painful feeling. When experiencing a neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling, understands, I experience neither pleasant nor painful feeling. So we commonly refer to this as mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of sensations, mindfulness of emotions, some combination of those. In my own work, primarily as a spiritual director, when I'm meeting with people one-to-one, or even, I guess, even outside of those settings, I'm amazed how often when I ask somebody, how do you feel? I hear a response that starts with, well, I think that, the head tends to be a safer place to be, or feel like a safer place to be than the body or the heart, especially when the body is terrified and the heart is aching. So, American writer and professor, philosopher, poet, feminist, civil rights activist, Audre Lorde. If you don't know her, get to know her. Audrelorde, Audre Lorde, said, when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak. Pretty simple. It feels safe to say that all of us are afraid. in these dark and very difficult days as we watch our country's leadership and guiding principles crumble, and we watch our neighbors openly bullied, deported, murdered by our government. These are people we know. They might be us, they might be family, they might be friends, they might be coworkers, they might live on our street. The Buddha taught that there is an enormous power in recognizing and naming our fear, along with any other emotions that we notice arising within us. There's great power in the naming. I feel so scared right now. I feel so angry right now. I feel so confused right now. That's mindfulness of emotion. So I encourage you as a student of your own awareness, whatever form that might take, to take on this ancient mindfulness practice. Name your emotions. That's it. That's all I'm saying today. Name your emotions. Do what Audre Lorde and the Buddha recommend. Use your voice, even if you're alone. I feel so scared right now. I believe that we all know, and so I believe that you know, in your deepest spiritual intuition, what to do with that experience. When you become aware fear is arising, and you give a name to it. This is fear. I feel that right now. I believe there's a very deep part of you that knows exactly what to do with the experience of fear. I absolutely believe that about you. I also believe that you know, in your deepest spiritual intuition, exactly what to do with the experience of the named pain. Feel it, touch it, know it, to create a loving home for it. And finally, I believe all of us know, and therefore I believe you know, in your deepest spiritual intuition, exactly what your practice is to be right now, and what your practice has always actually been. Love this. Whatever this is. Love it. If mindfulness excludes the quality of love, it's not true practice. It's not mindfulness. I am so scared. I am so angry. I feel so alone. When I hear people expressing this kind of simple fact about their immediate, intimate, felt human experience, right, without any interpretation or accusation or apology or justification, I can touch their experience by touching my own experience too. I feel so scared. I feel so angry. I know your sadness because I know my own sadness. That's the power of naming. That's the power of keeping it so simple, not an explanation, not a rationalization, not even a validation. Just I feel this. that invites the possibility of connection, both internally and externally, right? When I'm able to name, I'm so angry, I now know, oh, I have a relationship with that. I can have a relationship with that experience. The experience of anger is arising in me. I can now have a connection. Hi, anger. Thank you for telling me. Take my hand. I'm not alone in the room. Anger has arisen. It wants something from me. I wonder what that is. Surely it wants a place to be. Surely it wants love. Surely it wants to be met. It wants to be heard. Surely it wants to be felt. Surely it wants to be understood. It must want to be included. It's anger. It's telling me something. It's sadness. It's confusion. It's despair. It's hurt. It's any emotion you can imagine. Wow, there's a possibility being opened there for me. There's a door being opened right there. Oh, I'm feeling so alone right now. A door just opened between me and alone. I have a relationship to have now. There's a connection I get to have now. I've just made a new friend called alone. And if I say to you, I feel so scared, immediately, without even knowing that you think it, you know, oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I'm just naming an emotion. You've had that emotion too. We all have. Whatever it is. Everybody's had all the feelings. I've had all the feelings. You've had all the feelings. So right away, the possibility of connection. I feel so scared. I feel so alone. Oh, you think, as you hear me say it, oh, I know that feeling. Oh, me too. I know that one. I know that one. How is that for you? Okay, we're safe here. We're safe here. This is a known quantity. This is an experience we've both had hundreds of times, thousands of times, tens of thousands of times. The door is open. So when another human being expresses an emotion, I immediately understand. When another human being expresses an emotion, you immediately understand. Immediately. Because you're human. Because I'm human. It's part of our nature. I feel connected to those people in those moments. I feel connected to myself in those moments. I'm encouraging you to feel connected to yourself in those moments. The connection piece, that's your divine nature. Your Buddha nature. Human and Buddha are both present. And the power and the courage, and I'm saying courage because we've been socialized, probably unintentionally, to avoid statements like, I feel so scared, period. That's actually a pretty unusual thing to hear someone say. It's not unusual for people to act out a feeling, to rationalize a feeling, to blame a feeling, to attach a story to a feeling, to attach meaning to a feeling, to discuss a tactic on how to not feel a feeling, to discuss a plan on how to blame a feeling, the storyline we have around the feeling. That's pretty typical. We do that all the time. But when was the last time you heard someone just say, I feel so scared right now, period? It's pretty unusual. Admitting we're having an experience of an emotion, especially an afflictive, difficult emotion, makes us feel vulnerable, mostly. Depends on the feeling, it depends on the setting, depends on who we're with. There's some subtleties here. But even alone, even when I am alone in my home, I still feel, after all these years of practicing this, I still feel just a little bit of resistance in hearing myself, hearing my own voice say, oof, I'm so scared right now. Right? And that's because of my socialization. That's my conditioning. So it does take courage. It takes courage to just name a feeling. I'm really happy. I'm really confused. So the power and the courage of a statement like, I feel so scared right now, also gives rise, when I hear it, in me, to additional experiences and also some additional desire. It might sound in me like, I know that feeling too. In this way, we are not different. In this way, we are the same. And so I wish for you an alleviation of your suffering, as I wish for me an alleviation of mine. We are not so different after all. I feel sad when I realize that our shared experience of pain and suffering is happening. But I also feel connected right now. And I feel hope right now. So that's as much as I think I want to say today. Whenever I have been offered dharmic instruction, practice instruction, that has been very, very simple, like the one I just encouraged you to try. Notice your emotions and name them. Notice your emotions and name them. Notice your emotions and name them. I have had a tendency, historically, especially earlier in my practice, to underestimate their power. I have a tendency, I think like all of us do, to imagine that if an instruction is simple, it's for beginners and it must not have a lot of power. And so all I'm reminding us all, myself included today, of is don't underestimate the profundity and the power of naming an emotion. It is very, very simple. But it is not easy. And after a period of time, we begin to trust. To name an experience opens a door. Relationship, relationship, relationship. Between me and you, between me and all others, and between, most importantly, me and the arising of the experience. That's the profundity, the open door. And unless I do the practice, it's very, very difficult to recognize that door as being open. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. I thank you for allowing yourself to be curious. And to the extent you give this practice a try, remind you that you stand in a long lineage of people who have given this practice a try for the past 2,500 odd years and likely many, many, many years beyond that. And all of those little moments have an effect. All those moments of naming ripple out and matter. And I thank you for that. I thank you for that. That's the living Dharma. So thank you. I'm glad to be with you. I'm glad to feel connected. And I'm glad to feel hope.